Hello all. This is the second presentation on the course Logic for Computer Science. In the first presentation, we had an introduction of this course, like we have seen what this course is all about. Now in this presentation, we will be having we will be dealing with the first half of the first module. The first half of the first module actually introduces the topics that will be discussed in the rest of the modules in this course. So, it introduces the different types of mathematical logic, and we will have a brief introduction to program verification. So, this is the contents of this presentation. We will have a brief introduction to propositional logic, the first order logic, the modal logic, and program verification. So coming to propositional logic. Propositional logic is the simplest logic, and in propositional logic, every statement will be assigned a truth value. Either true or false will be assigned to every statement. Instead of true and false, it is also possible to use 1 or 0. That is, we may use 1 for true and 0 for false. And in propositional logic, the formulas are built from atomic propositions. So we will have atomic propositions, and we join this atomic proposition using logical connectives or Boolean operators to get a formula. So coming to atomic propositions can be assigned one of the truth value. That is, it can be assigned either the value true or the value false. An example is like, suppose we have a formula or an atomic proposition, say 1 plus 1 equals 2. So that is a statement which is true. So the truth value that is assigned to the statement 1 plus 1 equals 2 will be true. Suppose we have another statement like, say, the sun rises in the west. That is a statement whose truth value is false. And once we have atomic propositions, we can combine these atomic propositions to build complex formulas. So formulas are combined using logical connectives or Boolean operators. And some of the logical connectives that are used is and, or, implies, etc. In detail regarding atomic proposition and the logical connectives, we will be discussing in our next presentation. Now coming to an example, see, we have two atomic propositions, 1 plus 1 equals 2, and another atomic proposition says 6 is a prime number. We can join these two atomic propositions using and when we join these atomic propositions using and, see, the first atomic proposition is having a truth value true, and the second atomic proposition is having a truth value false. So true and false will be having a truth value false. Now suppose instead of this and, we are using or. So if it is or, true or false, the truth value will be true. So now in detail, as I said earlier, we will be discussing in the next presentation. Now coming to a proof. A proof is actually the deduction of a formula from a set of formulas, and these set of formulas are called axioms. And to deduce the formula from these axioms, we use rules of inference. Now coming to the limitation of propositional logic. In propositional logic, we cannot actually express arithmetic expressions. Like, say, arithmetic expressions, they will be neither having the truth value true nor their value will be false. Suppose we have an arithmetic expression, say x plus 5 greater than y minus 3. What will be the truth value of this statement? The truth value will depend on the values x and y, right? So if the value of x is say 1, then and suppose the value of y is say 4. So in that case, the value here will be 6 and the value here will be 1. So 6 greater than 1 obviously will be true. Whereas suppose the value of x again is say 1 and the value of y is say 15. In that case, x plus 5, that is 1 plus 5 will be 6, whereas 15 minus 3 is 12. And the truth value of this arithmetic expression will be false. So, in the case of arithmetic expression, the truth value will depend on what values we assign to x and y. So, we need functions in order to represent arithmetic operators like plus and minus, and these functions will map a pair of numbers to a single number. So, to represent an addition, the input will be a pair of numbers, say 1 and 5, and the output will be a single number which is 6. Similarly, in the case of relational operators like greater than, less than and all, to formalize this we need functions that maps a pair of numbers to a truth value. Suppose we have a pair of numbers, say 7 and 1, and our statement is like say 7 greater than 1. So, the input will be the pair of numbers 7 and 1, and the output will be the truth value which is true, like 7 greater than 1 is true, right? So, that is regarding the problems with propositional logic. So, we can say that propositional logic is not sufficiently expressive. So, we go for the next type of logic, which is the first order logic or the predicate logic. In the predicate logic or the first order logic, the logical system is interpreted by values, functions and relations. And this predicate logic or first order logic is an extension of propositional logic that includes predicates which are interpreted as relations on a domain. Suppose you have a formula like say for all values of x, p of xy. Here, P is actually the predicate. So, the truth value of this statement will depend on the predicate P as well as the values that are assigned to x and y. Suppose the predicate is say greater than, and x let it be any number in the set of natural numbers, and let the value of y be 0. So, our statement is for all values of x, that is for all values of x where x is an element of the set of natural numbers, x greater than y. The value of y here is 0. So, we know that 1 is greater than 0, 2 is greater than 0, etc. n is greater than 0. So, the truth value of this statement will be true. So, the truth value will depend on the predicate P as well as the values that are assigned to x and y. And now the application of predicate logic is in automated theorem proving and logic programming. And proving formulas can also be done using the method or approach called resolution. Now, whether it be propositional logic or whether it be predicate logic, the problem is a statement will be having a truth value true or false, but the problem is like a statement need not be absolutely true or false. Suppose our statement is it is raining. The truth value of this statement will depend on the time at which we make this particular statement as well as the place at which we make this statement. So, sometimes the value of this statement will be true, whereas sometimes it will be false. Now, in the computer science programs and all, mostly we have these kind of statements which need not be absolutely true or false. So, we need to represent statements that are necessarily true and those that are possibly true, and that cannot be done using propositional logic or predicate logic. Now, we have the third kind of logic, which is called the modal logic and the temporal logic. Modal logic, it actually distinguishes between statements that are necessarily true and those that are possibly true. Like suppose we have a statement, say 1 plus 1 equals 2. 1 plus 1 equals 2 is a statement which is necessarily true, or it is a statement which is always true. Whereas, as said earlier, it is raining. It may the truth value may depend on the time and the place. So that is a statement which is possibly true. So to represent things like this, like necessarily and possibly, we need a logic which is called the modal logic. Now temporal logic is actually a modification of the modal logic, or it is a slight variant of the modal logic. And in temporal logic, necessarily is interpreted as always and possibly is interpreted as eventually. And temporal logic, it is actually the preferred logic which is used for program verification. In the case of program verification, we use temporal logic. Now coming to program verification. See, nowadays we know that software controls almost all critical systems like transportation systems, medicine, communications, finance, everything is controlled by software. So we need to test these software because these controls critical structures. Testing a program usually involves testing the scenarios that we think will happen, but we are not testing those scenarios that arise unexpectedly. So the testing method, like choosing the scenarios and testing, it's actually an inefficient method for verifying the correctness of a program. So we need to actually formally verify our program. So to formally verify the program, say the computer program, we can represent it as a formal description. It is almost similar to a formal description of a calculation. So what we do is, it is verified in the same way as a mathematical theorem is verified using logic. And to verify this, we will need to model the system that we need to test, as well as we need to express the correctness specification, that is the property that your system should satisfy. That property that system should satisfy should be expressed using a formal statement. So we need to express a correctness specification as a formal statement, and to represent this we use temporal logic. For example, suppose you consider the system, that is the operating system. The property that the operating system should satisfy is always not deadlocked. Okay, so that is an important correctness specification for operating system. And now when we come to program verification, verifying the program, of sequential programs can be done using the axiomatic system which is called the Hoyer logic. And in Hoyer logic we will have axioms and rules of inference. And these axioms and rules of inference actually concerns the structure of the program, like to represent assignment statement, to represent loops and all, we will have axioms. And using rules of inference, we try to create a proof that the program will fulfill a correctness specification. So in the 6th module, we will be discussing program verification, and there we will be using Hoyer logic for proving the correctness of a program. And when we come to the formal methods for verifying a program, model checking is one approach for formally verifying the program. And there are different model checking tools that are available. We will call it a model checker. A model checker will verify the truth of a correctness specification in every possible state that appears during the computation of a program. And so that is all on the introduction to the temporal logic as well as program verification. And in our next presentation, we will be discussing propositional logic in detail. Thank you all.